Good morning. Welcome to Stop Diabetes Insight. I am Beth Grant with the American Diabetes Association.
And I am Carol Dixon, Senior Manager of Mission Delivery with the American Diabetes Association.
Thank you for joining us for the November segment of Stop Diabetes Insight. Welcome. November is American Diabetes Month, and we have a lot of things going on for American Diabetes Month, so we're just going to jump right in. Actually, the American Diabetes Association is one of three charities that is in the running for $50,000 from the Fitbit organization. So you can dedicate your steps for the time from November 9th, which was yesterday, it's already started, from November 9th through November 20th. And if all of the people that have dedicated their steps to the American Diabetes Association is the largest number of steps, then the organization will win the it's $500,000.
Wow.
So that's much better.
Yeah.
The total prize from Fitbit, they are giving away a total of $1 million. So the three organizations,
Awesome.
there is a first, second, and third place. So first place is $500,000.
And we need that in our mission to stop
Exactly.
diabetes. Come on, people.
That'll be great. So you can dedicate your steps from November 9th through November 20th to the American Diabetes Association. If you already have a Fitbit, just go on. For me, it was easiest just to register it online. You sign into your account, and then you can choose to become part of the challenge, and you just pick the American Diabetes Association. You can earn extra steps each day if you post a picture of your steps for the day. So
cool.
when I meet my 10,000 step goal, if I tweet that out, then I will earn an extra 1,000 steps for the day. So good to know.
Really neat.
It's just a fantastic way. Incorporating that with American Diabetes Month that works great for us. So if you have those capabilities, then go right ahead. You can actually participate if you do not have a Fitbit. Just download the app onto your smartphone, and then there's also an area within your active steps where you can put those two together to talk to each other. So as long as you have your phone with you and it is keeping track of your steps, then your steps will count in that way too.
Oh, I didn't know that. That's good to know.
Yeah, so there's a little extra.
I don't have a Fitbit yet, but I can certainly do
Right,
it
so
through my
you
phone.
can, exactly. You can work with us too and help us
Yeah.
get to that goal of, the most steps.
That's
So
right.
that's really fantastic news. Let's get in. Sorry, I had a real quick little picture of that too. It's Get Fit for a Good Cause. They're calling it Fit for Good, and I think that is the hashtag also that you would use when you're tweeting out and sharing on your social media. Fit for Good. Fantastic. Thank you, Fitbit. Let's talk a little bit more about American Diabetes Month. The theme this year is Eat Well America and Stop Diabetes. There are lots of things that are going on in social media through the American Diabetes Association, and then some of the stuff that we're doing here local. Would you like to share some of the local stuff that we're
Sure.
doing?
One of the things that we have done is we work with Indie Boomer Magazine and Boomer TV. And so they have done an article for us in Indie Boomer Magazine for this month. And then Grace Trahan did a cooking segment with us that will air on Boomer TV on November 22nd and 29th. And that airs in the morning on Sunday mornings, Wish TV at 10:30. And so Chef Tony Hanslitz, he's an award-winning chef. He was the one that prepared our food for us, and Mary Snell, with a dietitian with Marsh Supermarkets. She's the one who reported on the nutritious aspects of the food. Sorry, I'm having trouble this morning. And so I'm excited to see this show. So we've got this veggie turkey chili, this yummy, delicious recipe that is...
And this is one of the recipes that is available for download.
That's right.
We have several recipes that are available for anybody to download, but the turkey veggie chili is one of them.
Right.
That is kind of a focus for us, when we're talking about what are you going to do with your leftovers after Thanksgiving?
What are you going to do with the leftovers? Football season,
Exactly.
tailgating.
It's chili season.
It's chili season, exactly. It's budget friendly, delicious. So diabetes.org /recipes is where you can get that recipe, many thousands of more recipes.
Yes, it's fantastic. So each week there are recipes that are focused for the Eat Well America. From the 1st to the 7th was the breakfast recipes. And then week 2, which we are in right now, there are lots of snack recipes out there. Week 3 will feature lunch because that is our National Healthy Lunch Day, November 17th, which we'll talk about real quick. Then for week 4, from the 22nd through the 28th, there are some dinner recipes that are out there. And then the 29th through December 5th, special occasion foods. Thinking again about Thanksgiving. And there will also be several recipes available for your Thanksgiving meals. So stay tuned, and all of that again is available diabetes.org /recipes. But another great resource for you is diabetesforecast.org /ADM, and there's a lot of information about American Diabetes Month out there. The recipes are just the beginning. So just some things to kind of help you. There are lots of tips.
Yes, some of the other tips that we have are on storing leftovers, and then refrigerator and freezer storage of leftovers or of fresh foods too. Also healthy food swaps.
Yes, that's one.
Yeah, so we have a lot of really interesting. Oh, and one of the other ones that I really like is the healthier way to use canned foods, because we know that a lot of canned vegetables are higher in sodium.
Right.
And so one of the tips is to rinse them off before you use them.
Oh,
and so that
okay.
gets rid of the extra sodium. And so
That's
sometimes
fantastic.
canned goods are less expensive. And so, but there's a whole tip sheet on using canned and frozen foods.
That's great. Okay, so let's get into the National Healthy Lunch Day, November 17th. We encourage everyone all the time to eat healthy, but this is a day that we are drawing special attention to your healthy lunch. So there's a lot of things that you can do. And again, we also have tip sheets available for this.
Right. Packing a lunch, making a healthier sandwich. What can you take for smart snacks along with your lunch? Yeah.
So there's a lot of different things that we can do out there, just to change up your lunch. Just try something different, and it doesn't have to be a major overhaul. It can just be one of those quick swaps that we talk about to just change things up a little bit. So again, that is November 17th. And that too, we're encouraging people to take pictures of your healthy lunch and, tweet those out. You can use hashtag diabetes month and hashtag healthy lunch. Again, the slogan for Healthy Lunch Day is lunch right with every bite. So make sure every bite counts for a healthy lunch. Again, here are some of our, our social media where you can tag us, the Facebook, Twitter, and on Instagram, we are AM Diabetes IN.
And if anyone has trouble in posting that on their social media for some reason, they can always email the photos to either you or to me,
Right.
and then we can post them for you. We want to see your photos.
We do.
Please.
We'd like to see everyone get involved with this because it's really exciting.
We did this in May when we had our Get Fit, Don't Sit Day, and it was so fun to see what people were doing. So
Right.
please send us your photos.
We'd like to see it. All right, well, we will be right back with our special guest, Suzie King.
When Margaret and I decided to sell the old estate here, we had only one choice in signage. Logan Street signs and banners. Conveniently not located on Logan Street anymore, but rather located on 10th Street on the south side of Noblesville. Well, we sold the old beauty, and we were able to buy this wonderful estate. And we had so much money left over, I was able to buy this beautiful 1968 Eldorado Cadillac for Margaret. Only 472,000 miles. Margaret loves it because it's got those big seats and that heavy-duty suspension to support her svelte frame. Next time you're looking for signs or banners, call old Jim. at Logan Street Signs and Banners, 773-7200. Conveniently not located on Logan Street anymore.
Everyone knows it's easy to find first-run movies in the big theaters. But where can you go to watch your favorite classic movies on the big screen for the perfect night out? Why rent a flick when you can rent the entire theater? Call today to reserve our 32-seat theater for your next event, or just stop by to see what's showing this weekend. The 14 by 7 foot screen and the high quality digital surround sound system offers all the amenities you would expect from the big theaters, with a laid back atmosphere and comfortable seating of your own home. Wofford Theater at 1744 South 10th Street in Noblesville gives you the classic movies you want with a big theater experience.
Hello,
everybody. You're up.
Hello, and welcome back. We have our special guest with us today, Suzie King. And Suzie is the Diabetes Prevention Coordinator for the Indiana State Department of Health. Tell us a little bit about your job, Suzie.
Oh my gosh, I'm involved in so many things. There are three main components to my position, and the fact that I try to go out and create pre-diabetes awareness. I'm involved with getting diabetes prevention programs up and running in the state, and then trying to help the organizations that do the diabetes prevention program, help them to promote it, to get participants involved with their individual programs statewide.
Okay, well, we're excited to have you here because
Thank
diabetes
you.
prevention, with 1.9 million Hoosiers having prediabetes, it's something that we need to attack, and you are the front person for that in the state. So,
I'll do my best.
So let's talk about what you do in the prediabetes world. Let's start off with, well, what is prediabetes anyway?
That's a great starting question. What is it? Pre-diabetes is basically when your body has higher than normal blood sugars, but they're not quite high enough to be considered full-fledged diabetes. A lot of times your physician will say you have impaired fasting glucose, or they'll say you have insulin resistance. Sometimes they'll say, you have borderline diabetes or a little touch of sugar.
Yeah.
Those are key words to be listening to the healthcare provider to know if you have pre-diabetes.
And so if you have that diagnosis of prediabetes, what do you do next?
Well, basically, okay.
Okay, well, let's talk about the number of people who
Okay.
have prediabetes, and then how is it diagnosed?
Okay, thank you.
Sorry.
Caught me off guard. Well, we have a ton of people with prediabetes out there, and this is going to be a scary picture. This is the national picture of what prediabetes looks like. As you can see, we have 86 million people out there with prediabetes.
That's a huge number.
Oh, it is huge. And let me give you a little understanding. Back in the year 2010, we had 79 million people. So just in the last few years, we've increased another 7 million. And we don't see any end in sight to this growing epidemic. So we're in, Houston, we have a problem.
Yeah.
Let me give you a little understanding of what it looks like from our Hoosier state. Let's consider 6.5 million as a population in our Hoosier state.
Okay.
Out of that, as you had previously mentioned, 1.9 million have pre-diabetes, or an estimated 1.9 million have pre-diabetes. The scary part of all this is 9 out of 10 people don't even know they have prediabetes.
That is very scary.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, because if you don't know it, there's nothing you can do to fix it.
Right.
Okay, so, but what's going on in your body when you have prediabetes?
when you have pre-diabetes, your body is basically insulin, which is a hormone your pancreas makes. And what insulin does, it helps to move the energy from the food you're eating to your cells in your body. And in turn, your body cells are utilizing it to perform daily necessary functions. With prediabetes, your insulin is starting to lose the effect it should have on your body. And this change in your system allows your blood to get a little bit thicker because it's slowly increasing blood sugar because it's not being absorbed into your cells like it used to. And this thicker blood in your body, unfortunately, this is the very, very scary part. This is what causes those strokes and heart attacks.
Okay.
How frightening.
Absolutely.
And here's a couple other things. Something to keep in mind, the good news with prediabetes, this you can reverse. That is key. That is key message today. You can reverse prediabetes. However, once you get diabetes, that is irreversible. You cannot reverse it.
Right.
Once you have it, you have it.
You can manage it really well, but you never get rid of it.
That is very true.
There's no cure for type 2 diabetes.
And that's a long road, and who wants to deal with that? Let's just say, hey, your healthcare provider said you have pre-diabetes. Let me just give you this instance. And let's say you don't do one thing about it. Well, you know what? In about 5 years, you can consider yourself having full-fledged diabetes. So the time is to act now.
Okay. Well, what are some signs and symptoms people might need to look out for?
Very good point. Some of these signs and symptoms are not that easily detected. But what somebody might experience or exhibit some of the same signs as diabetes. For instance, you're always tired. You're not feeling like you have received enough rest. Always hungry, although that's always my problem. You might have sudden weight loss. You're not even trying to lose weight, and suddenly those pounds are dropping off, and you can't explain why. Here's another big one. You're always thirsty. Always thirsty. And of course, when you're thirsty, you're always having to use the restroom, right? So anyways, those are just a few of the things to be on the lookout for.
Okay. Well, so you've just been to the doctor, and the doctor has said, Suzie, you have prediabetes. What do you do next?
Good question. And this is not a mystery to any one of us. It really comes right back down to eating right and exercising.
Yep.
Physical activity is a wonder drug. And when I talk about actually eating properly, you need to keep in mind when you're building a plate of food, okay, you need to put more fruits and vegetables on that plate, obviously for their nutrition, but, the key is there's less calories and carbohydrates in fruits and vegetables, and you're getting your nutrition as well.
And maybe plate size. Historically, our plates have grown over the years, so using maybe a 9 or 10-inch plate.
Exactly.
As opposed to the big plates that we use today. So you're saying put maybe half of that plate as the fruits and vegetables?
Absolutely. And I always say avoid the trough. Or shall I say avoid going back to that trough over and over again. Some of these buffets, oh my gosh, they are very dangerous. Don't tempt yourself, And then as far as physical activity, a half hour a day. That's all we're asking for. And that does not all need to be at one point in time. It can
Good
be
point.
10 minutes before you go to work. You can take the dog for a brisk walk before you leave. And then when you get to work, you're going to have a 10-minute break somewhere or at lunch.
Right.
Go out, walk that parking lot. And then, I know we all have very, very busy lives. And, we might have to run to the grocery store to grab dinner. To fix, take a couple extra walks around the perimeter of that store. That helps. And everything counts. And let's not forget mall walking.
Right.
When it's not so nice out there, that's a great opportunity to get some exercise in. It might be a little expensive, but, hey, you're able to get it in.
Just general movement throughout the day. Stand up when you're on the telephone. Just try not to sit so much, right?
Yeah, walk and talk, that's my favorite.
Okay, we need to take a quick break.
Okay.
And when we come back, we will talk more about prediabetes and how to manage it.
Thank you.
You know, when Margaret and I decided to sell the old estate here, we had only one choice in signage. Logan Street signs and banners. Conveniently not located on Logan Street anymore, but rather located on 10th Street on the south side of Noblesville. Well, we sold the old beauty, and we were able to buy this wonderful estate. And we had so much money left over, I was able to buy this beautiful 1968 Eldorado Cadillac for Margaret. Only 472,000 miles. Margaret loves it because it's got those big seats and that heavy-duty suspension to support her svelte frame. Next time you're looking for signs or banners, call old Jim at Logan Street Signs and Banners, 773-7200. Conveniently not located on Logan Street anymore.
Everyone knows it's easy to find first-run movies in the big theaters. But where can you go to watch your favorite classic movies on the big screen for the perfect night out? Why rent a flick when you can rent the entire theater? Call today to reserve our 32-seat theater for your next event, or just stop by to see what's showing this weekend. The 14 by 7 foot screen and the high quality digital surround sound system offers all the amenities you would expect from the big theaters, with a laid back atmosphere and comfortable seating of your own home. Wofford Theater at 1744 South 10th Street in Noblesville gives you the classic movies you want with a big theater experience.
Welcome back. We are going to finish our discussion about diabetes prevention with Suzie King from the Indiana State Department of Health. Suzie, what are some risk factors that people need to be aware of?
Well, there are quite a few risk factors, but in the essence of time, I'll just cut it down to a few major ones.
Okay.
First of all, if you're over the age of 45, that's a risk factor. Second of all, if you have a first-degree relative with diabetes, for instance, it could be a mother or a father, brother, sister, and I hate to mention this next one because I always fight it, but if you're a little thicker around the waist, that could cause for concern. Also, if you're a female and if you have given birth to a baby that's 9 pounds or more, or maybe your physician told you have gestational diabetes, you're at high risk to develop prediabetes.
Okay. So are there programs out there that can help people with prediabetes?
Yes, there is. This is awesome. There is the National Diabetes Prevention Program. It is a CDC program, the Center for Disease Control program, and it is a year long, okay? Now, I know you're probably all like, I don't have time for that. A year is a large commitment. But you know what? If you are really, really wanting to take this seriously and make solid, sticking lifestyle changes, this is the program for you.
That 1 year of time can save many years down the road of problems and complications.
Definitely.
Yeah.
So this is another option. If you can do all this on your own, great. More power to you. But some of us need a little help. Let me explain a little more about the nuts and bolts of the National Diabetes Prevention Program. Like I said, it's 1 year long. The first 6 months of the program, you are meeting with a group weekly for 1 hour, okay? And then the second 6 months of the program, you are meeting at least, and I say at least once a month for 1 hour as well. These programs are taught by a trained lifestyle coach, and what they do is they are trying to assist the group in identifying barriers to healthy eating, barriers of why you can't get that physical activity in, and doing some problem solving. They will also do some goal setting with you as well. So all of this is part of the plan. And this program, there's only two major goals for this whole program. The first one is to lose 5 to 7% of your body weight. And you know what? For 5 to 7% of your body weight, we're talking for a 200-pound person, that's only 10 to 14 pounds.
Yeah.
That seems
That's not
pretty
so
doable
bad.
to me.
Right.
That's goal number 1. Number 2 is to get at least 30 minutes of physical activity a day times 5 times a week. So 150 minutes of physical activity per week. That's not even every day. So they are very, very doable goals.
Okay. How do people find out about the program?
Well, that's a great question, and I am here to answer. Here in the Indianapolis area, we have the YMCA of Greater Indianapolis that is offering this program. You can call this main number and they can give you the details of the times, place for their program. I'll read it to you in case you have a pen and paper in hand. 317-266-9622. Another Indianapolis organization offering the diabetes prevention program is the Indiana Minority Health Coalition. And you can contact them directly at 317-920-4951. And then, of course, feel free to always contact myself, Suzie King, at the Indiana State Department of Health at 233-7343. Now, I just want to mention, not just in Indianapolis, we have diabetes prevention
I was just
programs
going to ask you about that.
statewide.
Okay.
And actually, the number of programs is increasing statewide. So if you want to get on our Indiana State Department of Health website, we keep it updated on the website, or just give me a call. I'd be happy to help.
Okay. So as I'm sitting here listening to you talk about it, can you tell me what a typical class might look like? If I'm going in for the first time, what would I expect?
That's a great question. Everybody wonders. This class, let me just explain the location. It might be at a YMCA. If it's at a different organization, it depends on where they have worked out the details, but they could have it at your employer's.
Okay.
At your employer.
That's great.
Yeah, that would be awesome. So, you would have to call and get details. But as far as the specific class, Carol, if you were to walk in, they will weigh you first thing, because we need to measure the results of losing weight. I'm sorry.
So we take off all the shoes and
everything you can, jewelry.
Okay.
Yeah. And so they will weigh you, and then they'll get right into the topic of the week. And really, it's a group process that helps to form answers, and you'll hear what other people do to fight the barriers and make this program
you have a
work.
supportive network there with the other people. Do you receive any kind of literature or books or anything like that to help?
And you will be tracking your food.
Okay.
Sorry, but we gotta know if you're eating those O's.
And I guess we have to be honest.
Yes,
right?
we have to be honest as well. They will have you track during the week how much physical activity you're getting and what you are putting into your mouth. So, yeah.
And then do they look at that when we come back?
Yes.
So it's kind of graded?
Yes.
Okay.
Well, we don't want to say grade. That's a nasty word. But they will advise you on different things you could be doing.
Yeah.
If you have some nasty habits you're trying to break. So, the lifestyle coach really, like I said, they are trained to really help you out.
Yeah. They're there for the person.
And the support.
Right.
Yes.
Exactly. That's really cool. What else is going on at the Indiana State Department of Health?
Oh my gosh. That's a wide question.
Yeah. I mean, tell people a little bit about ISDH.
Oh gosh.
Because a lot of people may not know. They know there's this big entity out there, and we hear about it on the news, but what do you really do there?
Well, there are a lot of different departments in the Indiana State Department of Health. I'm in the cardiovascular and diabetes section. I have a counterpart that works on programs for diabetes and getting healthcare providers to get their patients in for diabetes education. I also have a counterpart that is working on cardiovascular initiatives, and and one big thing is we're trying to get more community health workers involved with all of these health initiatives, because I don't know if you know this, but there are quite a few. There's fewer and fewer physicians out there,
Right.
and we need help.
We rely on community health workers a lot. Well, how does someone, if they are interested in becoming a community health worker, who should they contact?
Well, right now they are formulating a plan for community health workers. I would say for right now they could contact myself, and I can get you
direct them from
correct.
there. Okay,
Yeah.
that's
Mhm.
perfect. All right. Well, we've talked about a lot of different things today. Happy American Diabetes Month, everyone. Let's pay attention to your numbers and learn how to manage well. And if you have prediabetes, let's get out there and do some prevention. And so happy Thanksgiving, and we will see you back in December.
And good health. Thanks.